What's going on, y'all? This is Chris here. Now, for all who don't know, I'm new to YouTube, so I don't have all the resources I need to do everything I want to do yet. It takes time. Nevertheless, what I'm going to be doing, one of the things I'm going to be doing, should I say, I'm going to be reviewing my games that I play on chess.com and on the chess, whether they're good or bad. For all who don't know, I'm a 5-minute player. On, on those websites, I only do 5 minutes. 1 is too fast. 3, I could do 3, but I'd rather do 5. 5 with a 5-second delay, I don't care for. 10 minutes or above, no. If I want to test my game, sure, but too many people like to cheat on the chess. Now, I've personally been called a cheater by one guy recently, and another guy reported me for talking trash. First of all, I don't talk trash. Second of all, I don't cheat. I don't see a need to fucking cheat. It doesn't make sense to me to cheat. Why the fuck would I want to cheat in a 5-minute game? Why would I want to cheat in general? If I can't do it on myself, I don't want to do it. Nevertheless, this video is it's going to be about a game I played on thechess.com maybe a day or two ago. The dude was rated 2255. I was rated 2235. And on chess.com, I just got up to 2280. I won my last game. So this is how to play the Evans Gambit. So as y'all can see, I wrote the moves down. I'm gonna be, I know it's hard to see, but I'm gonna do my best to go slow and just give y'all a good presentation of this. And maybe y'all can learn something from it. So I play E4, he played E5. Get my pen so I can mark it off as I go. So I played bishop c4. He played knight c6. I played knight f3. So knight f3. He played bishop to c5. He played bishop to c5. I played b4. Now, there's a couple moves he could do to b4. He could take with the pawn. He could take the pawn with the bishop. He could take the pawn with a knight, or he could just retreat the bishop. I've seen all three, but this is the most common variation. So he did bishop x b4. I did c3. He did bishop to back to c5. So bishop back to c5. I did d4. He did EXD4. Like I said, I believe this is the most common variation. Been playing chess for a while. When I started off studying, like when I started off first playing chess, I was just playing off of memory and what I knew. Versus now, I play off more. I'm more calculated and thorough because I've studied. Nevertheless, I castled. He played. After I castled, I believe, yeah, it was d6 first, so I'm jumping ahead. So I did pawn takes pawn. He brought the bishop back to b6. So after the bishop came back to b6, I played e5. He played d5, which was surprising. I thought he was gonna do the other variation, but it didn't really matter. Now I did bishop to d3. So once I do bishop to d3, now if he takes the pawn with the knight, then I would end up winning a free piece. So he couldn't take the pawn with the knight because of the check right here. And then I would win the bishop. Now he could have taken the pawn with the bishop first, and it would have made for a complicated game. I take, but I believe the results still would have been the same. I could have just took the pawn right there and then took the bishop back, but knowing me, I don't want to expose all that, so I just would have said check. He would have came back to defend it, and then it would have been a bloodbath from there. Now, I probably would have bought my bishop here. He come back and defend it with his bishop on d7, then I probably would push the pawn. Now, the reason I push the pawn is because he's either got to take it or he's got to respond to it. If he tries to respond to it, the only way he can respond to it safely, he'll probably bring his knight here, and if he bring his knight to h6, then I would just take the knight with my bishop. So let's say he takes it with the pawn. Now he's wide open for real. Then I'll probably do some shit like this. Bring my rook to d7. I bring my rook to e1. He probably bring his knight from g8 to e7. Now he could do that, of course, but I'm not finna let him castle. I'm gonna keep him. But anyway, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I'm just showing y'all that he had another variation that he could have done. I'm not exactly sure what I would have done in this situation, but it would have led to him losing in my mind. So nevertheless, is that right? No, that's pawn. That's a pawn, isn't it? Okay, so we did that. Did bishop to d3. He did h6. So when he did h6, I did knight c3. He did bishop to g4. So bishop to g4. And when he did bishop to g4, oh yeah, I had a pawn here. Okay, I knew something wasn't right because that lane was open. I did e6. Now the whole idea behind e6 again is to attack this f7 flank and make it weak. Now I thought he would take it with the bishop, and then I bring my rook over, and I create a whole bunch of pins, or maybe he even take it with the pawn and I check him. But he did the oddest move to me, which was f5. Not sure why he did that. So I did h3, and he did bishop s f3. Then I did queen s f3. So he played g5, queen s f3, not g5, I'm sorry y'all. He played g6. Now, g6 is a good move because he's defending his pawn. Man, he had a better move. He probably could have played the knight right there. Well, he would still lose the pawn. No. Guess he wouldn't lose the pawn. Yeah, his better move was to play the knight. But nevertheless, maybe he was in time trouble. I can't remember. He played g5. So when he did g5, I did knight sb6. Now, this was actually a mistake. I did knight sb6, and he took it back. Now, I saw I couldn't defend my knight. So I did the next best move possible, which I knew was going to gain me something. I did queen to g3 because his g6 pawn is weak. So when I did queen to g3, queen to g3, I did queen. Oh no, it's g6. Yeah, I did queen to g3. Say he did g5. Oh yeah, that's right. He did do g5. He did g5 because he wanted. That's right, yeah. Because he didn't want me to take that now. See, what I thought he was going to do was, I thought he was going to take the queen. He was going to take the knight. If he takes that knight, it's going to lead to a whole bunch of complications, though. Because I would take the pawn back. I would say check. Now, he only has one square. He can't go to f8 because I would mate him. He can't go to he can't go to e7 because he has to go to d8. Then I'll bring my queen up, and then he'll lose his rook, and he's down a whole lot. So he did the right move by playing g5. I forgot he had did that. So now he played g5. So I did knight take bishop. He took back with the pawn. Knight s bishop, a s bishop, bishop to b2. Oh yeah, I did bishop b2 first to pin him. Queen to f6. Yeah, like from here, fucking with the Evans Gambit, man, just got him in a whole world of trouble. And now he's pinned behind his queen. Well, at first he was pinned behind his rook. Now he's pinned behind his queen and his rook. So he did queen to f6. So I did queen at c7. So queen take pawn. Now I'm threatening check here and to win a knight. So he's got to find a way to defend that. So queen that's d7. So he did king to f8, which is smart. It's not a, I mean, well, actually, no, it's not. I just see I had to check here. Yeah, and yeah, that's what I did during the game too. He was trying to get away. Queen f6. No, I'm sorry. I played bishop e2, queen f6. King f8. No, queen, bishop e2. Queen f6, queen at c7, knight e7, queen at c7. Oh, he didn't move that. He played knight e7. Yeah, that's right. He played knight e7 like a dumbass. Excuse me, y'all. I'm trying to look at that. So then I did queen to d7, check, king to f8, bishop d4, and as y'all can see, 5 minutes is just falling apart. So bishop d4, queen to g6. That's the only move he could play. When he did queen to g6, I just took his rook after that. Bishop s8. So after bishop h8, he played something ain't right. Queen f6, knight e7. Bishop f8. Something ain't right. Bishop s. Where the fuck am I at? Bishop s8. It said he played g4. Oh, queen. Oh, he put the queen on f8. Queen on f8. I don't know. But anyway, I can't quite remember. But from here, the game was pretty much over. I mean, there's not much that he could do that he could have done. That's why when you're playing a gambit, you have to be careful about taking pawns and stuff, because people not giving you a pawn for any reason. There's always a theory or a tactic behind it. So let's see. It was like this, right? So that queen, cause my queen would say he's got to go here. I took his piece. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it was something like this. Eventually, it got like this. I came back. He tried to push the pawn down. I took the pawn. He took the pawn. His rook was there. I was here. I took the knight. He said check. I mean, he took it back. I said check. He came up. I said check. He stepped down. And once he stepped down, I said check with the queen. He stepped here. I said check. He stepped here. I took the pawn. He traded up. He wanted to trade our queens. So you know me, I'm gladly willing and able. I'm happy to take that. He did. I did. Oh yeah, the pawn was there. I did check. He stepped up. I came here, and he resigned. So anyway, y'all, that's one of the variations to play the Evans Gambit. And I hope y'all enjoyed my video. Thank you.